The college football season has long been over and the NFL season just ended with the Super Bowl LIII in the books. The process leading up to the 2019 NFL Draft is in full swing with a slew of showcase games, the Reese's Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine Game among them, taking place in January, and things now heading toward the 2019 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis at the end of the month. Mock drafts will start to take shape and paint a more accurate picture of the draft as things move forward in the coming weeks. Nevertheless, Bleacher Report's Matt Miller released a 7-round mock draft after the Super Bowl with 6 Longhorns projected to go in this year's draft. In Miller's mock draft, picks through the 4th round are assigned a pick number for the round and for the overall placement within the draft. Miller currently has 4 Longhorns going within the first 124 picks. However, with compensatory picks to be determined, Miller's mock currently lists no pick numbers for the 5th, 6th and 7th rounds, and the selecting teams are determined by draft order, an area of the draft where Miller has 2 Longhorns projected to go. Charles Omenihu, who appeared to establish himself as a solid second-day draft pick with what he did at the Reese's Senior Bowl. Not only did Omenihu pass the eye test when he weighed in and his measurements were taken, 6 to 5'5", 274 pounds, 36.5-inch arms, and not only did he do damage on the practice field in Mobile, Alabama, Omenihu capped off his week by recording 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble and 1 quarterback hurry in the game. There's a chance Omenihu could climb up draft boards as the process moves forward, depending on how things unfold in a few weeks at the Combine. Omenihu has the measurements pro scouts are looking for in a defensive end. Production during his time on the 40 acres, 13.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss over the last 2 seasons under Todd Orlando. Accolades like being named Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year and film of him playing multiple shades up front that, when combined with good testing numbers, could have him flirting with a first-round selection by the time things are said and done. Gary Johnson is one of the Longhorns who has been invited to the Combine and will work out and go through interviews at Lucas Oil Stadium, which could wind up being a make-or-break event as far as his draft stock is concerned. A second-team All-Big 12 selection who should definitely be able to pop off an eye-popping 40-yard dash given his track speed. Johnson could solidify his draft status given how he produced playing linebacker for Orlando for 2 seasons, 147 tackles, 22.5 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles and 1 fumble recovery in 23 games. Johnson proved capable of functioning as an elite sideline-to-sideline playmaker at the collegiate level while also showing the ability to be able to thump between the tackles. With the NFL becoming more of a spread league with each passing year and defensive coordinators continuously finding themselves on the hunt for personnel who can maximize their groupings on the field at a given time, Johnson definitely has a future in today's NFL if everything checks out. While Omenihu appeared to have an overwhelmingly positive experience at the Senior Bowl that helped his draft stock moving, the same can't be said for Chris Boyd after the week he endured in Mobile. A first-team All-Big 12 selection as a senior, Boyd has ups and downs throughout the week of practice and in the game, with his body of work leading the draft network to label him as one of the 10 most disappointing prospects at the Senior Bowl. That said, Boyd, 5'11", 1/2", 192 pounds at the Senior Bowl, is a prospect Miller has projected to go within the vicinity of the first 100 picks, which would seem to be a good spot for Boyd heading into the Combine. Heading into the 2018 season, Boyd's summer testing with head strength coach Yancey McKnight had him ranked as the No. 2 overall athlete in the Texas program, which is the kind of combine he will need to have in order to avoid sliding further down the Day 3 draft totem pole. When Lil Jordan Humphrey was deciding whether or not to enter the draft or return to Texas for his senior season, a source with knowledge of the situation told 247 Sports that Humphrey was thought of as prospects who could go anywhere from the 3rd to the 6th round of the draft. That's the range where Miller has Humphrey projected to go, a projection that probably won't change a ton even after Humphrey gets through the combine portion of the draft process. a junior season for the Longhorns where he led the squad in receptions, 86 receiving yards, 1,176, and touchdown receptions, 9, saw him used in the slot and outside, wherever Herman and the offensive staff could find the most favorable matchup. Humphrey's proven production, ability to win matchups all over the field and his presence as a versatile playmaker are what teams will value as opposed to a freaky time or jump log during the pre-draft process. The success Poona Ford enjoyed as a rookie undrafted free agent for the Seattle Seahawks by playing in 11 games, starting 1 and recording 2 tackles in an NFL wildcard loss to the Dallas Cowboys could help Chris Nelson get an extended look from the NFL. Nelson didn't produce like Ford did as a senior and he's not a fast-twitch athlete like Ford is, but Nelson has better measurables and generated some good buzz for himself at the East-West Shrine game. If Andrew Beck gets drafted, he should find James Devlin and shake his hand. The New England Patriots went with 22 personnel during the critical late stages of their Super Bowl LIII win over the Los Angeles Rams with Devlin on the field as a fullback. The role Beck will likely play first and foremost if he sticks with a team at the next level, and with the NFL being a copycat league, Beck's name is sure to come up when NFL front office folks start to comb through the top available fullbacks in the draft. Even if Beck winds up having to make a roster as a priority free agent, his versatility is his greatest asset. Not only could he be a team's number 1 fullback, but Beck being active on game day would also take care of a roster spot as a 3rd or 4th tight end, and he played enough special teams during his time with the Longhorns that he could very easily become a core special teams player in the NFL.